This week, a hot new bombshell.
After bombshell after bombshell.
A lot of stories were tracking, including an absolute bombshell.
There was a major new bombshell.
Unbelievable.
Bombshell conversation.
Reality Bombshell.
Hello and welcome to Reality Bombshell, the comedy podcast that investigates the not true crimes of your guiltiest pleasures and examines reality TV through a true crime lens. I'm Ariel, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm your resident reality TV historian.
I'm Ben, my pronouns are he, him. I'm the skeptic turned co-conspirator.
Together we connect the clues, follow the drama, and unpack all things reality TV, one case at a time. How are you doing, Benjamin?
Doing great. So, we're rolling through it.
I'm excited about this one. I know I say that about every single episode that I do, but it's because I'm always excited.
I'm excited to see what you've got for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't given you any information about this one.
Great. Love it.
So today we're going to be talking about Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry.
Cool.
Who just very recently broke up or shared their breakup. I suspect they have been broken up for a while, but did not go public with it.
Yeah, I mean, she's like currently on a big tour.
So yeah. Actually, it would make sense if she probably broke up before that.
Right.
Yeah. I actually wonder if they were still together when she went to space.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be talking... So, Katy Perry is tangentially related to reality TV because at one time she was a judge on American Idol.
Correct.
And that's the segue that we're going with. So, today we're going to be talking about both of their religious affiliations.
Great.
The question here is Orlando Bloom in a cult?
All right. I know nothing about this. So
right. I didn't know anything about this either until I saw a mere little comment on Reddit.
Ooh,
so,
we love a Reddit rabbit hole. Yep.
All right. So let's talk about their relationship real quick. Just to kind of set the scene. Talk about our people of interest here.
Cool.
They met at a Golden Globes after party in January 2016. They had an on and off relationship. They dated, broke up in 2017, reconciled in 2018.
Okay.
They got engaged on Valentine's Day in 2019. They had a daughter in August of 2020 named Daisy Dove Bloom. They got engaged, like I said, in 2019, but as of now they just broke up, but they never got married.
Oh.
And I mean, they literally spent like 5 years engaged. So,
right.
I mean, it didn't sound like
they
had.
Yeah. Seems like somebody maybe was. There was a reason why they didn't get married.
Yeah. They have both described themselves as spiritual but not religious.
Okay.
Katy references prayers and God in interviews, but has distanced herself from organized religion.
Yes.
And Orlando has openly discussed his religious practices.
Okay.
So let's start with Katy Perry because it's interesting.
Sure.
She was raised Pentecostal.
Yes.
Which tends to get a little more culty in the Christian religion.
Yep.
I believe it's very like purity culture. She was raised not just Pentecostal, but by two Pentecostal pastors.
Whoa.
Both her parents were pastors.
I can't even imagine that kind of upbringing. That's,
She said she attended church multiple times a week. She was forbidden from consuming secular media. So, like, she couldn't eat Lucky Charms because her mom felt that the word lucky was related to the devil.
Wow.
No deviled eggs.
Sure, of course. No devil's food cake.
No devil's food cake, of course not. Not a non-starter.
Right.
She began singing gospel music at age 9. That was her, like, foray into the music world.
I did know this, yeah.
So she released a Christian album under the name Katy Hudson in 2001. And she toured Christian music circuits as a teenager. At the age of 17, she moved to LA. And her breakout hit, I Kissed a Girl, caused, like, huge backlash within her own, like, religious community.
Totally. And
truly, like, blew my mind.
Yeah, she was touring, like, she was on Warped Tour. I think that was before I Kissed a Girl came out. I think she was doing, like, pop punk kind of stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Not Christian pop punk, just general pop punk.
Just general pop punk.
Good for her.
Before she went, like, full pop star.
Damn.
Yeah.
She used to go to Jesus camp and, like, pray the gay away.
Sure.
So since then, I think she's like, her parents are supportive and she's kind of come around to it. I mean, how can you not be? She's like became an unbelievable global superstar.
Right.
So currently she describes herself as spiritual but not religious, but she still prays daily.
Whoa.
To whom? Don't know. She has explored therapy, transcendental meditation, and mindfulness, and yeah. Okay, but now the more interesting thing. Although I do think it is interesting that both of them have like interesting religious backgrounds.
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about Orlando Bloom.
Cool.
So Bloom was born in 1977 in Canterbury, England. He was raised Anglican, because,
Sure.
British. But in his early 20s, he became interested in Buddhism.
Okay.
So he joined Soka Gakkai International in the early 2000s.
I know nothing about this.
Me neither. So let's talk about Soka Gakkai.
Okay.
Now, there's a 98% chance I'm mispronouncing everything I'm about to tell you.
Great. Sounds good.
So, Buddhism, right,
Sure.
in general, began in 5th, 6th century BCE with Siddhartha, the Buddha,
Yep.
right? There are 3 major branches of Buddhism: Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana.
Okay.
Okay, so Nichiren Buddhism is part of the Mahayana sect of Buddhism. Okay, so it was founded by Nichiren Daishonin in 13th century Japan. He believed that, so in Buddhism, like, you chant, that's like part of the whole
Sure.
part of the chanting is what brings you enlightenment. So he believed that a specific chant was the sole path to enlightenment, and rejected other Buddhist schools as corrupt or incomplete. So let's talk about Soka Gakkai specifically.
Sure.
Soka Gakkai means Value Creation Society. It was founded in 1930 by a guy whose last name is Makiguchi. And
I am living for you, just trying to pronounce all of this.
Japanese names.
Yep.
And his successor, Hosei Toda.
Okay.
So the original focus of Soka Gakkai was educational reform. So it was rooted in Nichiren Buddhist values.
Got it.
So it's like a spin-off.
Sure.
Right? It's the valley off of Vanderpump.
Got it. No, I don't get that, but
no, but someone
I
will.
get it. Yeah.
So after World War II, it shifted towards like a mass religious movement.
Okay.
So here are some of the key beliefs and practices. So there are chantings. One that I'm not gonna try and pronounce,
cool.
but the translation is, "I devote myself to the mystic law of cause and effect through sound."
Okay.
There's a mandala that people chant to. It's not worshipped as a deity, but as like a mirror of your inner potential.
Okay.
I think that's part of the issue, is that people think that Soka Gakkai is worshipping deities, which I believe is not the point of Buddhism.
Got it. Okay.
There's a 98% chance that I'm completely wrong in a lot of this.
We're just going to pretend that you're mostly correct.
Yeah, right.
Here.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
There are also small discussion meetings focused on encouragement. There's something called Kosen Rufu, which is the global goal of world peace through the widespread propagation of Nichiren Buddhism.
Okay.
And members are encouraged to journal experiences and share their testimonials of their improved life outcomes due to the practice.
It's the whole thing. It is starting to sound culty already, but
And
it feels like the intentions are really good.
The intentions are great.
Are better than most other cults that
Absolutely.
we've covered.
And it's like there's a very evangelical aspect of it, right?
Cool.
I mean, it's like if you believe you have the secret to being saved, you want to tell everybody else, right? That's like the whole...
Yeah.
So SGI, which is Soka Gakkai International, was founded in 1975 as the global wing of the Japanese movement of Soka Gakkai.
Okay, cool.
So it actually, I mean, the question of whether this is a cult or not is a little like fuzzy, right?
Sure.
They operate NGOs, universities, museums, youth programs, peace organizations. There are 12 million members globally.
Wow.
However, they report 12 million members.
Self-reporting.
Yes. Academic estimates suggest the number is around 2 to 5 million.
Got it.
Still more SGI
Gakkai
members than there are Jews in the world.
That's crazy.
Which really blew my mind when we went to the Mormon Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for some reason in my head there are more Jews than Mormons. That's because
we've
where
been
we
surrounded.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about like the controversies and like, why it's allegedly a cult.
Great.
There are some aggressive conversion tactics. Shakubuku means break and subdue. That is their conversion tactic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
In early decades, members were trained to convert others through debate and confrontation, which was criticized as being like coercive and alienating. And, a little forced.
Yep.
Some former members reported being pressured to target emotionally vulnerable people for conversion.
Whoa.
Which really preys
That's
on...
giving cult, for sure.
Exactly. That is like super culty. That's how cults start, right?
Yeah,
you prey
totally.
on the people that need support.
Yep.
There's also some like questionable leadership. So the leader that started SGI
Yep.
was portrayed as like an infallible leader.
Okay.
So his writings are treated as scripture-like. And like a lot of the publications from SGI like put him and his image front and center.
Cool.
So very like cult leader-esque.
Definitely.
Which
Yeah,
is,
yeah. Putting
I mean,
a face to any sort of
right, and
religion
this is like a modern man.
Right.
It's not like it's the Buddha or
Right.
like Siddhartha.
Jesus,
or,
yeah.
or Jesus, right, exactly. Although I don't know, questionable there.
Yeah, true.
So this guy, Ikeda, his visits and letters are treated with reverence. They liken him to like a deity,
Okay.
which again,
Yeah,
a little
that's-
culty.
Yeah.
That like emphasis on him and like the obedience of like following his way.
Yeah.
Like really fits the mold of that like charismatic leader cult
Sure.
vibe
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Very Kool-Aid cult, very
Jonestown.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Jonestown, Waco,
Yep.
all that. Yeah. Now in 1991, SGI was excommunicated by its parent sect of Nichiren Buddhism
Whoa.
over disputes and concerns about Ikeda, the leader's
Yeah, yeah.
growing power.
Whoa.
So they broke them off. Like they
From
didn't
the-
choose to break off.
Right,
They
right.
were broken off from
Whoa.
They lost access to their official rituals and everything, but declared this a liberation from priestly authoritarianism.
That's crazy.
So some scholars argue that this schism marked SGI's transition from religious sect to religious movement and like cult
Sure.
under centralized control.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that makes sense, yeah.
Right.
And it's interesting that their like parent sect was like, we don't want to be affiliated with
Right.
you. I mean, that doesn't bode well.
Because they thought it was becoming a cult.
Exactly. Now here's where it gets a little even weirder.
Sure.
SGI founded the Komeito Party, which is an active political party in Japan.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, so religion and politics are all...
Yeah,
Intermingling
exactly.
now.
Which doesn't bode well.
No.
Although it's officially separate,
Yeah.
it's believed to exert ongoing influence on the policy decisions of the party.
Whoa.
So, yeah. The group has been accused of leveraging its large, disciplined membership base for block voting. Icky.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's like a new cult thing that we haven't even really... Well, because how often are cults related to politics?
I think more than we...
Probably more than we think, but
but
not like to... I don't feel like cults tend to be large enough to make that
Totally.
kind of an impact.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that obviously has led to some concerns about, like, democracy and integrity in the country of Japan.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. There's also some, like, high-pressure social dynamics going on.
Sure.
Members are encouraged to tie life successes to their practice. So, like, oh, I got this job offer because I'm a member of SGI, right?
Whoa, okay. It feels very, like, fraternity.
Yeah, it does. It does feel very fraternity.
Yeah.
And if you're struggling, you're told you're not chanting enough or you're lacking faith. You're not having enough faith.
Whoa.
Very, like, self-blamey. Almost us versus them still.
Us versus them, and, like, everyone's expected to fit in.
To fit in, yeah, right. If you're not succeeding, it's because you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Not because, like, I don't know, circumstances of,
Correct.
like, life.
Yeah.
And leaving the group can result in being ostracized from your social circles because a lot of times your family and friends are all in the group.
Yep.
The group. Yeah. Yeah.
We got a cult.
I suspect we might have a cult. Now, they do not require tithing, but there are regular, like, donation drives and campaigns, which,
Sure.
I mean, what religious group doesn't?
yeah.
I mean, we kind of need that to a degree.
Sure.
However, some members report being heavily encouraged to donate beyond their means for personal growth or karmic benefit.
Whoa.
In some regions, members have felt coerced into giving, especially during home visits by members or leaders. Wow. So,
That's-
yeah, there's some boxes that are being checked.
Yeah.
So, would I classify it as a cult? For the purpose of the podcast, I would say yes.
Sure. It rides a line.
It
It's definitely like
rides a line. I would consider it cult adjacent.
Totally.
'Cause it
Yellow,
does not-
yellow flags.
Yellow
some yellow
flags.
flags being raised.
For sure. It does not meet all the, like, clinical definitions
Sure.
of a cult. Let's say, like, religious movement with high controlled characteristics.
Totally.
Like it's, you operate this way, but it's not super culty.
Yeah.
So there's no forced isolation. There's no physical abuse that's been reported. I mean,
right, that we know of.
Yeah. And no surrender of like property or tithing.
Sure.
However, charismatic leadership, to me, that's like a huge red flag.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have a religious organization with that without it being a cult.
100%.
Yeah. Ideological rigidity, you know, like it's like you believe this.
Right.
Yeah.
And being told what to believe.
What to believe, exactly. Yeah. Emotional manipulation. And then social control through community surveillance and guilt and like a fear of leaving for being ostracized.
And being involved in politics, like the cult, the religion is gaining power.
Yeah, exactly.
Through outside influence.
Which is pretty damning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Orlando Bloom joined SGI around the early 2000s. So he regularly does a chant. He says he does it every single morning. He's been on podcasts talking, like Buddhist podcasts talking about it, which is interesting because it was like severed from the greater Buddhist organizations.
Right.
But
he's
Orlando Bloom.
He's a big name. He's probably one of the bigger names.
Yeah, and he wasn't born into it. He chose it.
Yeah.
He describes Buddhism as a way to stay grounded, which like I don't disagree with. Buddhism slaps. It's more
that specific sect.
The specific sect is
a
getting
little
a little
iffy.
Yeah. And he has attributed his career and personal growth to the Buddhist teachings.
Because they tell
you to, exactly. So it's definitely giving Scientology.
Yes.
Yeah, but maybe a little more rooted in, like, Scientology's batshit. This is rooted in at least some semblance of, like, logic or, like, practice that has been proven to be effective.
Yeah, it's
not necessarily that, like, people are successful because they're Buddhist, but Buddhism's been around for centuries. So
totally.
It's rooted in that, where Scientology is just, like, literally, like, made up.
Yes, and there's, like...
As is Mormonism.
Yes, there's grounding within Buddhism and not...
Right. There's, like, actual, like, aspects of Buddhism that are in SGI.
Right.
It's just that it takes it a little further.
Totally.
Particularly with the cult leader.
So, have you found anything about how Orlando Bloom's involvement in SGI has, did that affect his relationship? Did that...
So, no, and I searched for it because I thought how interesting that both of these people have, like, notable religious experiences. No, though I would, like, not be shocked if it were a factor in their relationship.
It has to be.
I mean, they're both just generally spiritual.
Totally.
Which, I mean, makes sense. It's interesting because there's not a ton about SGI out there. There are, like, when I first Googled it, everything is from SGI themselves, right? So it was hard to find, like, real, like, evidence of cult behavior.
Right.
I did find one academic paper, which is what I based all of this information off of.
Cool.
So it does exist out there, but I don't think that it's, like, as widespread in America to warrant it being as largely studied as something like...
That makes sense.
Scientology or Mormonism, which
totally.
are, like, American religion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes... I mean, I know like, practicing Buddhists, but I know, like...
Yeah.
People who are generally involved in Buddhism, but, like...
I didn't even know there were, like, different sects of Buddhism.
Yeah. I knew there were, but I didn't realize, like, it went this granular.
Yeah, there were, like, multiple, like, branches. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's not, like, shocking or anything. I just don't know really anything about Buddhism.
Fair. And I don't know of any, like, Buddhist temples in the United States.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not anything...
Probably because it's not as large of a...
Large a movement here. Yeah.
Which makes sense.
But, yeah, so is Orlando Bloom in a cult?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, another flag there is that you have, like, a high-profile figure.
Right.
He's the Tom Cruise of SGI.
Exactly.
And you don't...
It's interesting because, like,
Judaism doesn't have that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we got... we have Larry David.
Yeah, we have, and...
we got all of them. We got all
we
Hollywood.
have the entirety of Hollywood. But, like, there's no, like...
One.
No, like, public face like that. You know what I mean? Like, Tom Cruise is the public face of Scientology.
For sure. No, it's interesting because, like, Katy escaped
grew
a
up
cult.
in a cult.
Yeah,
I know.
And escaped.
I know.
And Orlando Bloom
is actively in a cult.
participating in
maybe
one.
that's why they broke up.
Maybe.
That or her going to space.
That, yeah.
Or he
do
wouldn't
it.
actually get married to her. I don't know. There's
who
tons
knows?
of reasons
There's-
we could speculate
probably.
wildly. But
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's because he's in a cult.
Let's go with that one.
Yeah. So Katy Perry being Pentecostal, Mary Cosby, who runs a cult in Salt Lake.
That's a
It's a
Pentecostal
Pentecostal
church.
church.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Pentecostals get a little iffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to make any blanket statements without doing research ahead of time. But
Sure,
it definitely gets
sure.
a little iffy.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Orlando Bloom, cult
That's
member.
fascinating.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, that's insane.
I didn't know that he. But yeah, thank you, Reddit. Shout out Reddit.
Shout out Reddit.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening to this mini-sode of Reality Bombshell. You can find us everywhere you listen to podcasts. If you're new here, take a look back through our back catalog. Pick your favorite franchise and listen through. We're part of the way through our Cult Girl Summer series of episodes, so maybe start at the beginning of Cult Girl Summer and listen through, or pick your favorite franchise and listen to those. Remember to follow, rate, leave us a review, and set your podcasting app to automatic download. All of that helps us immensely. And follow us on all social media platforms at Reality Bombshell. A big thank you to Isaac Tobe for our theme song and Tim Schools for our logo. Reach out to us at realitybombshell@gmail.com with your favorite reality TV crimes that you want to hear covered on the show. And maybe we'll take your suggestions and use that as our next episodes. And that's it for this episode of Reality Bombshell. I've been Ben.
I've been Ariel.
Bombs away.
Reality Bombshell.